Hi, Megan.
Hiya, I think I've done it.
Yeah, and everyone's muted. Well done.
Okay. We ready to start, or shall I give everyone a few minutes?
Go for it. Start.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Megan. Tonight is my first training, so you're going to have to bear with me. And we're going to do how to do an online party, which I'm sure a lot of you have done before, but with loads of new people, we thought it'd be a really good idea just to run through the basics, because I know when I started and Danny said do an online party, I was like, what's that? So I thought we'd start with that. But first, before we do that, I'm just going to do the recognition. I'm just going to read it off. So if you haven't put it on the Facebook page, you want to just put it into the comments here, and I'll try and read that as well. So we've got Lindsay Younger Lamfett, who's a Roger Bannister Award. So she's done 1,500 PQV as well. Kate Nicholson did an online launch. Emma Lee did an online party. Jessica Bramwell, she did an I Love the Skin You're In online party. And that's all I've got. So is there anybody else who's done anything that we've missed off? No? Right, so we'll start on the how to do an online party. I'm just going to do it so I can see everyone. Lovely. So how to do an online party. I started just before Danny went to Nation. So she was really, really busy. And although she's always there and always very helpful, she said to me, what you need to do is do an online party. And I was like, great. And then I thought, I've got no idea how to do that. And obviously she did help me out, but she had her own business to do, and I kind of just got on with it. Danny has created a Facebook group on Facebook. It's called How to Do an Online Party #1 Basic Party. I will put the when this goes live tomorrow on the page, I'll tag it in so you can all see it, all the new people to see it. And it gives you a really easy step-by-step guide. I mean, I couldn't even sign into this meeting tonight, right? And honestly, I could follow that group. It's really, really easy to do. It's all videoed. She explains it step by step. So I would suggest you have a look at that if you haven't done one. Oh, Danny says she can share it at the end. So how I do it, this is how I do the parties. Now, I've been doing them for probably 7 months now. I still don't think I've got it 100%, but I have found that for me, this is how it works for me. I don't get a lot of sales off of these parties. I know some people get loads of sales off of them, but for me, it's more about creating my network and meeting new people. I have 5 girls at home. So my partner works a lot of shifts. She often gets called in at last minute, so I can't really get out the house to do face-to-face parties. So I find the online parties really good because it doesn't matter what's going on, whether I have to be in or out, or whether my partner's in or out, I'm always home and the parties work for me. And it's about meeting new people online. So there's 2 different ways you can run them. You can either create an event on your page, on your VIP or your VIP page, or your business page, or you can create a closed group. There's pros and cons to both. So has anyone done an online party as an event before, where you have to do it live? You just want to raise your hands, anyone? So quite a few people. I don't know if you want to put in the chat whether you prefer, as I'm going through it, whether you prefer doing it as a closed group or whether you're doing it as an event, so you have to do it live. So if you do it as a closed group, you can then do you can schedule your posts ahead of time. So what I find is I take about an hour or 2 on a Sunday usually, and I try and schedule probably the next 3 or 4 weeks worth of parties. And it's just, you're just going through and you're just copying and pasting and you're just scheduling all of them. So whether you're at home or whether you've got clubs or whether something's happened, your party's going to run anyway, because you don't have to be there for that. So that is that's quite a nice way to do. The only con I find for that is that you have to invite people to your group, and the way Facebook has changed, people now don't automatically get accepted into your group. They have to accept the invite into your group. So you don't always get everybody you want when you've got other people inviting people to your group. The other thing to know as well is on your post, the last post that's been commented on, that goes to the top, so it doesn't always run in order of the way you've posted stuff. If you do an event, you actually have to physically be there to do it. You can't schedule anything, so you have to copy and paste as the event's going, as the party's going along. And people the positive to that is on your page, people are already there. You're not inviting people beforehand. Obviously, you're telling them you're having a party, but you don't have to invite anyone onto it. And it does stay in order of your post. So as you're posting those, it stays in order. Anybody got anything to share? Anyone want to unmute themselves just to say whether they're like a group, closed group or an event? Anyone want to share? Carry on.
Hi, Megan.
Hi, yeah.
Hi. I've always done it by events, and you can actually schedule on events now.
Oh, can you?
As well as groups, yeah.
I didn't know that. Can we do that on the Limited Leaders page, Danny? Do you know?
Can we do what on the Limitless Leaders?
When we do the Facebook Lives and the parties and stuff, can you now schedule them as well?
Do you mean the Hello Future?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay. I was like, what? I
Sorry.
just put in the chat to Mel, like, I didn't know Facebook had changed that. That's absolutely amazing. Like, that's a game changer.
Yeah, that
I've
is.
always done it through events and scheduled them.
Because you never,
That's lovely. You never be able to. Well, anyway, so now we know that. So now you can actually schedule either or. So you don't have to do it necessarily live. So the way I do it is I then decide what your party is about. So this is, you've got to decide whether you're going to do nutrition, skincare, makeup, but you also got to remember who you're targeting. So who's going to be on your group, who's going to be, if you're doing like a closed one and you've invited people, or you've got a host and they've invited people, what are they interested? That's what I try and find out a bit more, because there's no point, it's not, I find, for like, I've had people that are older, for example, my mom's done a party for me, so she's a lot older, so they're not really interested in doing her friends weren't very interested in the makeup and stuff, so I structured it more about the nutrition and the skincare, and they were really interested in the RE9 and stuff, so my whole party was structured around that. So do try to find out from your hosts, if you're having hosts to invite people, kind of what they're looking for, what kind of party they're doing. I've had another person who only wanted us to do makeup, so I did the whole party just on makeup and didn't bother about any of the other products because they weren't that interested in them. I did do a little bit at the end, just like a brief general one about everything we did, but my whole party was based about the makeup. So it's always worth speaking to your host, finding out, who they're inviting. If it's just a whole general, they're inviting loads of people, then obviously you can make your party more about the products, a little bit of information about everything. So it is worth researching who you are targeting on that party. I then find hosts. I normally try and find 3 or 4 hosts, because either somebody doesn't, either some people don't invite enough people or don't get anybody to come, or they pull out at the last minute. So if you've got 3 or 4 people hosting for you, then you know that you've got a good selection of people coming in. I then ask them, start off by saying to them, would you mind hosting a party for me? I always give my host a little gift. It doesn't have to be anything big. It could be a box of chocolates or a couple of extra fizz sticks, just for hosting the party and just for inviting people to the party for me. I ask them to invite about 15 to 20 guests each. And usually I get 2 or 3 hosts that actually do it on the night, and they invite all their friends. I send them all the wording. Again, on Danny's Facebook page, she's got a example of what you can send to your host, and what they would then send on to their friends, because some people find that they don't know what to say. And in my message to them, I always say, I'll give them the wording. These are the times. All they have to do is invite the people. They, if they're not able to make the party themselves, they can always do it on catch up, and to say the same thing to their friends, and that I'll give them a gift just for hosting the party and introducing me to all these people. The host then invite the people. You set up your event or your group, and you send them the link so they can tell people where to go to or how to add the people into your group. And as you're setting up your group, I always do a little bit of information before, just about Arbonne. So the party hasn't started. This is normally a couple of days before. I'll put on a bit about Arbonne. I'll do introduce yourself. Again, loads of ideas on the page. So then you start scheduling all your posts. I personally do mine as, I didn't know you could do it before, so I had done this all about scheduling, but I schedule all my posts beforehand. I normally try and do a post coming up every 2 minutes. So if my party was 8 till 8:30, I'd start my first post at 1 minute past 8. And I'd start myself, I try and be there for my party. So I'll do a live straight at 8, and welcoming everybody, saying hello, thank you for coming, thanking the hosts live as well for introducing everybody and for bringing around to them. And then my next post will start at about 1 minute past sorry, Jack, what were you saying? Are we talking about parties like Danny did for instance? We're talking about where you schedule them, where you're scheduling your parties ahead of time, and then I do lives as well on my party. So if my party's at 8 or 8:30, I'll go on at 8. Everything's scheduled between 8 and 8:30. I do them at 2-minute intervals normally for me, but I'll go in at 8 o'clock and I'll say, welcome, thank you very much for my party. If we're coming to the party, I tell people a little about what they're going to expect over the next half an hour. What gifts they can win or get from being involved in the party. I do explain everything so that it's all in the beginning, and I try and do it from me and not a video so they can see that I am actually there. Encourage people to comment on the post, to ask questions, and then I literally do that for about 30 or 40 seconds and then go off, and then the post will start scheduling. When you schedule your post, you need to do loads of different things. You need to do about product information, competitions, information, conversation starters about how, things, for example, how do you know your host? Tell us a funny story about your host. A person with the funniest story will win a prize. But obviously make sure whenever you are saying that, you are sending the prizes, otherwise people don't believe you at the end. Competitions, I welcome them. And then I normally pop on again, say after 10 minutes, and I might, if it was a makeup party, I might do a little live about putting mascara on, or doing the new eye makeup that we've got, so that people can see that I am still there. And obviously a live, you get more people, you get more interaction on the party. So I do that, and then I might do another one again 10 minutes in. And then just before the party's closing, even though my scheduled post will say thank you for the host and all the information about how to do a live party, how to host for me, I still go on again live, and I go on and I say thank you very much to everybody. Thank you for coming. I tell them how long the competitions will run for, because normally it's 2 or 3 days afterwards, so people can watch on replay. So I'll tell them when that's finishing. Thank the hosts again. And yeah, just kind of briefly tell people about Arbonne as well, how they can host a party and move on. So that's how I run my parties. I've had a lot more success by not just scheduling the posts. Originally, I used to just put all the posts in. I used to copy videos and stuff, but I didn't get a good response. So that's why I now go in and do lives throughout the party as well. But if you are just doing these parties for the first time, if you're starting these parties for the first time and you've not done them before, and you're not very confident about going on live, just for yourself, or you don't know confident enough about the products, you can always copy and paste videos. Danny's got a lot of videos that she's pre-recorded, or if you're comfortable pre-recording videos that you can do like 500 times until you're happy with your video, you can always post those on. You don't have to do a live, but you do get more interaction from a video rather than just from a photo, because people like to see you using the mascara or talking about the shake or whatever you're doing. So if you're not confident doing a live, it is a nice idea to link up some videos so people can see that as well. So that's about running the party. Running up to your party, the day before, I always contact my hosts, just make sure that they have invited absolutely everybody, and that maybe they're going to remind everyone that the party's on. Obviously, it's nice if they're on the party as well, because then they're commenting and their friends might comment more if they're commenting. So always remind them and ask them if they've got any other friends who want to invite at last minute. On the day, I've always scheduled my posts to start, I think it's 12 hours before the party. So like in the morning, it might say 12 hours until this party starts, with a big party banner or something, just to remind people. I might do another one midday to say 6 more hours to go. Are you excited? This is what you can win. And then I also do it an hour before party starts in an hour. See you there. And then obviously I go live as soon as the party starts. Sorry, just got to check on my notes. And what I've done is, in the beginning, when I was still trying to boost my parties, is I asked friends, and I know that we've all got groups on here and we all support each other. So I used to ask friends and people I knew to come into my party and start commenting, because obviously people don't always a bit nervous about being the first person to comment on a post. So I always got friends and family. Tell you, my mum was my biggest supporter. She was always the first person posting. And it just helps, if she should ask a question, or I'd get my friend to say, how does the protein shake? And it starts the ball rolling. So if it is one of your first parties, do ask some of your close friends to be on. It also looks like your numbers are up as well on your party. Ask all of us to do it as well. Most people are around to pop in and do a couple of comments. And it also boosts your posts on Facebook, so it keeps them up. Explain products, interact. Again, at the end of the party, it's really important to say thank you to everyone for coming, because obviously they've given up half an hour of their time. I always go back and answer questions. I try and do it as the party's going, but sometimes you miss them. So I always go back on every single post at the end and I answer all the questions. Obviously, if people messaging you privately, it's really important to answer those as well. And then what I did, which I missed the first couple of parties, which I do kick myself about now, but what I do is all those people that have got onto the group or your event, or that have liked any of the posts, even if they haven't asked any questions or made any comments, even if they've just liked the post, I've always contacted all of them. Because these are people you don't know generally. They're people, friends of friends or friends of family. So if you then contact them with a little message to say, thank you very much for interacting, for liking the post. I try not to be too pushy. So I just kind of say, it was lovely that you interacted with the party. It was nice to meet you. I try and friend request them as well, because all this is about broadening your network. And while they might not buy anything from you or they might not reply to your message, they're then watching your Facebook and watching what you're doing, and you never know where that might lead to. And that is a lot of what I've got to talk. I haven't got any slides, only because I was on my iPad, so I can't link everything through. But has anybody got any tips for anybody about parties they've done or things that they find that is easy for other people to... No, I'm just going to quickly check the chat because it doesn't come up on mine.
Shall I share my screen with some of the blueprints that I made?
Yeah, that'd be lovely, Danny.
So these are just examples. Like, nobody has to use these by any means, but I made these because people were saying to me, oh, Danny, you know, how do you do your online parties? And most of my online parties, I do mini lives, which for me work really good for me. And I do think if you're going to do an online Facebook party, like, lives are brilliant, like little mini, like 3-4 minute lives on like a product range. The only thing is people can't duplicate your live. So I made these blueprints for people that have never done online parties before, are too scared to do lives to begin with. It's kind of like a stepping stone to finding your own. So these are 3 different blueprints, which you're absolutely welcome to copy and paste fully or adapt, tweak, like do whatever you want. They're just templates really. So the first one is how to do an online party, number 1, just a basic party. And when you go into it, I've got a video saying watch first on how to do it. And then I've got a video watch second on how to schedule your posts, which before, and I'll say this in the video, would have only been for a group and not an event. But as Mel said, you can do it on events now. So just ignore that. And then you literally just anything that you like on here, any of the games, any of the posts, any of the pictures, you just copy and paste. And as Megan said, I've put in here verbiage on how to find like 3 to 4 hosts, verbiage to give to your hosts so that they can invite people to the online party. I was doing parties once a week at one point. I haven't actually done an online party for a little while at the minute, but when I was doing it every single week, I didn't generate loads of QBs from the party. But what I did do was I made friends with about 20 new people a week who the 3 or 4 hosts that were hosts in the party would have added in. So that's new friends. And then from those new friends, I would ask them if it was okay to add them into my client group, which most of them said, yeah, that's fine. So I added them into my client group, wrote their name down on the back of my tracker for new people. And then I would maybe reach out to them later on down the line, maybe find out when their birthdays are and say, you know, I send birthday cards and discount vouchers to all my clients for their birthdays. Maybe ask those people to host in the future. And also because they're then in your client group, if they see you post about an offer, that they're likely to be like, oh, that sounds good. So although for me, a party doesn't give me instant results, in the long run, I do see benefits from it, but it is a time game. It is a time thing. So some of the people that are in the team now were in a Facebook party that I did a year ago, but because of the time, it doesn't happen straight away. So that's how to do an online party, basic. And then I've got a structure of how to do a nutrition online party. So this is all nutrition based, games and things in there, lots of bits and bobs in there. And then number 3 is how to do a skincare one. So this is all skincare specific. So anyone is welcome to be in these. If you're not in them, just say and we can add you in. If you don't like them, that's fine. If you want to tweak them, that's fine. Like, it's your party. You do what you want. I would say for me, I get better results when I do lives. But if you're not comfortable doing lives yet, just do a copy and paste one. You got to start somewhere. I just wanted to say that, Megan.
And that's fine. Someone's asked how that they can't get hosts. Sorry, I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Claire. I struggled in the beginning as well. But now actually I find it easier to get people to do online parties than I do to get face-to-face parties. So what I did in the beginning is I was my own host. I do it on my client group. I found that easier, and sometimes I just did them as we went, but I did find that if I advertised it on my client group and then set up a group and just invited my friends, I found I worked out what worked for me, what didn't. And then from doing that, I was always saying to people, if you do this, I'm going to give you this kind of gift. And I did get probably 2 friends from that who said they would then run a party for me. And just like when you're going up, when you're trying to be area or district, whatever, and you're sending out to your friends saying, I'm working towards sorry, I can't speak at the moment. I'm working towards becoming an area manager. I'm trying to do an online party to boost my sales. Would you help me? I found that a lot of friends and family then would help me because they knew that I was working towards something. And it sometimes you only get one host. You might ask 3 or 4 people and you only get one host. But like Danny says, they might know 20 people that you didn't know. And then you've got 20 people to then contact. They're not all going to say yes to being friends with you. But even if you only get 5 new people, that's still 5 people you didn't have the day before. I also made it that they were getting something worthwhile from it. So I did say to them, if I had when they did the flash buys, I might have had some extra products. And I said, well, if you do this, I'll give you this whole product to try. So I did incentivize it just to get people to go to do them for me. That's my advice. Other than that, I don't know if anyone else has any advice on how to get hosts. But I do find it a lot easier personally to get hosts online than to get them in real life. Yeah, I know it's not very short, Danny, but I know it is short, but that's pretty much all my training, unless anyone else has got anything else they want to say.
It's been amazing. If anybody wants to say anything, just unmute. I think Jacqueline's nodding. I was just going to say about the hosts thing. A lot of people that say they don't want to host think they don't want to host because they think that they're doing you a favour. They're like, oh, I've got to do Megan a favour. I've got to spend 30 minutes and do this online party and I've got to invite like 4 or 5 friends. If you turn it on its head and you tell them you're doing them a favour, so I've just put in the chat, like if you've got friends that are raising money. So I've got a friend at the minute who's trying to raise money to send her teenage son. I don't really understand it, but away to a country to do some charity work. I don't really know, but she's raising a lot of money anyway. She's doing all this stuff. And I said to her, Lindsay, I'll throw you an online Facebook party. Like you can invite everybody you know to it because it's going to be 30 minutes. It's going to be on Facebook. Do it on a Friday night because for me, I find Friday nights work the best for me, just from trial and error. We'll do it on a Friday night. Everyone can sit on the sofa with a glass of wine. It's going to be brilliant. And she was like, would you really do that? And I was like, of course I will. And I'll tell you what I'll even do. Everybody gets some discount. Everybody that you invite gets some discount on the products. And then any money that we make is all going to be donated to your cause to send him to wherever he's going. So I'm in the process of organising that. So make sure that your hosts know that you're doing them a massive favour. Like when I'm a host for people doing Norwex parties, candle parties, Usborne books parties, like I love being a host because I know that I'm going to sit there on a Friday night or whatever night it is for half an hour and I'm going to learn some really interesting things. It's going to be really fun. There's going to be games. The people that I add are going to win some goodies. And it's just going to be a nice little, bit of fun for half an hour, like rather than sitting on Facebook flipping scrolling. Like it's amazing to be a host. And I think if you put that across, people feel that and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was going to be so good. And also when I do my parties, I share on social media afterwards how much people have loved it, share the feedback, share screenshots of all the guests going, oh, Danny, that was amazing. I've just had so much fun. Like I've never laughed so hard. And then people see it and they're like, can I be one of your hosts? And I'm like, oh, let me think about it. Go on then. So it's putting it out there that it's fun. But Jacqueline, you go and you say what you wanted to say.
Hi, so I had to work out how to unmute on this laptop for a change. First of all, Megan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You were fabulous, thank you. I'm sorry, I feel like I've been a bit of a numpty tonight because I've got my head around what we're talking about. Is it an event or is it a party? And then Danny, when you talk about live posting, or going live, at an event, are you talking about live sort of face-to-face time on screen, or are you talking about live posting of comments and things?
When I said live, I meant a Facebook Live.
Okay, super. That's the bit I just needed to
That's
get
what
my
I meant as well. So then you go in live when you're saying hello to someone and in the beginning. So it's not a pre-recorded video. It's actually you there and then on the computer or the laptop or whatever. The other thing I do as well, I don't know if anyone's done this, is that I sometimes incentivize every single person that comments on my party. So I'll ask the host to say it and I'll put a post on it in the beginning. So I worked with an artist and she gave me a digital print. I know it's nothing to do with Arbonne, but it was just about incentivizing people. And anybody who commented on any of my posts, they then got sent a digital print as a thank you for just being part of my party. I've also gone through and sent fizz sticks to everyone who like I got all their email addresses and I said, it was only like 1 fizz sticks and a little thank you card. And said thank you to everybody, but I did stop that when I had them all globally, and then actually ended up having to post to like America and South Africa and everywhere. So and now I do something that's more digital, but that's another idea, is to incentivize everybody on the on your party to try and get them to comment.
Thank you.
Another thing I'll add for anybody that's not done an online party before, and if you want to do freebies and giveaways, which obviously go down really, really well, especially fun ones where you like post a picture of your favorite mug in the comments, like everybody does that, or post a selfie.
I love that one.
Or if you're if you don't have loads of like products to give away, so a lot of my giveaways are like a couple of fizz sticks, a couple of tea bags, like nothing major. But if you're starting out and you don't have anything to give, it doesn't have to actually be an Arbonne product. It can be a discount, it could be a voucher, like 35% off voucher, or a free postage voucher where you cover the £5.50 postage, which you're going to earn back from your commissions anyway. So it doesn't have to be an actual product, if that makes sense.
It does. I don't know, is there anyone who, I don't know if you can see Danny the whole screen, but is there anyone who hasn't done a party at all, ever, an online party? Lindsay, anyone else?
Jacqueline.
Well,
Jacqueline's I did.
You're not sure. Well,
Okay, well, I tried, but you know, they didn't actually show up.
Who didn't show up? The host or the people?
No, I tried putting it out there. So I don't know if I'm videoing or not videoing. It's all going a bit bizarre right now. New laptop. Yeah, I tried to get some interest in doing an online party. And at that point, I just wasn't getting the right response. So that's why my hand's like this. So it's like, have I done an online party? Well, I tried.
But it's all I've had so many people haven't come, except for my lovely loyal mum who's commented and liked on everything, and Danny, and you know, all everyone who I knew were all independent consultants all liking my post. But I suppose it's just practice, because then the next time when you've got people, you know how you're going to schedule them and you know what you're going to say. So it's worth trying. I was wondering if I could challenge everyone this week to do, if you have, that's fine, but if you haven't done an online party, to try and schedule one or do one this week and then pop it on our recognition so that we can give you a shout out next Monday night. I don't know if everyone would like to try that. I think that's a yes from Danny. But yeah, it's worth a go. Like we say, you may not get loads of sales from it, but it is about broadening your network, which for me is just as important. You got anything else, Danny?
Yeah, I said, shall we do a boomerang?
A boomerang?
Yeah, a boomerang like a video.
What's a boomerang?
Have you ever done a boomerang?
On my phone?
Yeah, I'll do it. I can do it on my phone. I can put it on the WhatsApp so that everybody can share it on social media.
Yeah, you do a boomerang.
We all have to do, so you have to move. If anybody doesn't know what a boomerang is, I've got a face mask on, so my camera. Tiffany, get your camera on. That'd be brilliant. Get Tiffany's camera on, Zinzi. Go.
I was just going to say the same thing.
That'd be so good.
Show your face.
It's literally dotted round my head.
I think that would make such a good picture on the boomerang.
It just might look a bit weird.
So you need to move, like you need to do something, and then I'll record it and I'll put it straight on the WhatsApp so everyone can share it. Okay, so if anybody else that doesn't have their camera on wants to be on, now's the time. Tiffany Bentham.
How do I put it on? I'm not very clued up on this.
You are wearing...
Do I need to go to settings?
Tiffany, are you naked?
Don't be naked. I'm just trying to put some clothes on as I'm saying it. How do I put the camera on?
Tiffany, where you normally mute, bottom left.
Yeah.
To the right of that, there is a stop or start video.
Oh, start video. Oh, can everyone hang on one sec? I think I need to change it in settings. Give me one sec.
Are you on your phone or a laptop?
Phone.
Oh, on your phone. Yeah, it should be at the bottom still. Start video.
It says change settings. 1 minute.
Can I put a video on
there.
from here?
Maybe if you screenshot a picture of a mobile phone and she'll see it, then she'll know what you're talking about and you point to it maybe.
Do you want me to send you a picture, Tiffany? We're all boom ready.
Is she still here? I think she's left.
She's panicked and ran off.
Do I click start video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're so excited to see you now.
Yeah, we're all watching.
Janelle, where are you gone?
I feel like we're playing a new game tonight. I feel like it's trying to keep track of where Tiffany is on the grid of everyone.
Tiffany's just left the meeting, it said at the top.
Am I here?
You're here. You're there, Chanel.
Oh, okay.
Has Tiffany gone?
Yeah.
It said at the top of the screen, Tiffany just left the meeting.
Maybe she'll pop back on.
Danny, you scared her off with your boomerang.
Yeah, had her off. She'll be back.
It knocks you out when you change the camera settings.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. So give it a minute, she'll come back.
She'll be
It
back.
knocked me out.
Okay. So what should we do? Oh, she's back.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is.
She there? Where is she?
You just need to move. Like, you need to do something, and I'll do a countdown. I'll do 1, 2, 3, and I'll hit it on 3, and then keep going until I say done it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to come in it? Hey, you put your head in as well. Quick.
All right. What are we doing? Sorry, I've just deleted
Just have to move. Like.
Oh, here she is.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, done it.
Love it.
Right, I'll put it on the WhatsApp. That's quite funny. Hang on, I'll do another one as well. Okay, should we do one more? What should we do? What about if everybody ducks down and then we just pop up? Would that be quite funny?
Lift my laptop up. That'd be.
I'm trying to find my phone.
Okay, right, everyone pop down then.
Oh, I don't know.
Right, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, that didn't work. Hang on, do it again. Right, 1, 2, 3. That is so funny. I'm going to put it on the WhatsApp now.
Did it work?
Tiffany, you're really, really glad you persisted now, aren't you?
I just deleted the app by an accident. I just had to download it again.
Okay, I'm sending them now. Megan, did you want to close?
No, I'm enjoying this. It's making me laugh. Yeah, I just want to say thank you, everyone. I'm really sorry it was so quick, and I know I speak fast. I was super nervous today, but next time I won't be as nervous. And yeah, if you want to do the challenge, link us all in, and we can all, comment on your posts. And if you got any questions, you can ask me or Danny. It's either. And yeah, I will see you all on the 9 o'clock call.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for giving us loo break time.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Megan.
Thank you.
Thank you.